Hello everybody, welcome to online lecture in RBNB College Srirampur. Today we are going to study a new topic, that is animal tissue. So very first, tissue. Tissue is a group of cell having similar origin, structure and function. So that similar cell which are having similar structure, function, origin, they are collectively or togetherly form a group, then it is called as tissue. Histology. It is a branch of science which deals with study of tissue. So there are different types of tissue studied under the heading histology. Here histos means study, histos means tissue, and logy means study. So histology is a branch of science which deals with study of tissue. Then types of tissue. There are different types of tissue which are present in the body of animal. So first, which is called as epithelial tissue, second connective tissue, third muscular tissue, and fourth one, that is nervous tissue. So here very first, epithelial tissue. The word epithelial, it is coming from Greek or Latin. So here epi means above, epi means above, and thelium means layer. So that the epithelial tissue which forms the outer covering or layer of the tissue and organs. Epithelial tissue which forms outer and inner covering or lining of different tissue and organs. So we have to study different types of tissue under the heading of location, structure and function. Very first, epithelial tissue. As name itself indicates that they are forming external lining or internal lining of various organs. Here the epithelial tissue which are generally forms outer and inner lining of different organs, and it may be forming the inner and outer wall or surface of the various organs. It may be blood vessels or lining of alveoli or other organs which are having outer and inner lining. These are the location or where the epithelial tissue which are formed. Structurally, these cells are close and compact. Close and compact. Just like tiles of the floor, or there is no intercellular space, or it may be there is presence of little more space which is filled with intercellular material which is called as matrix. Function. As the name epithelial, or they form outer and external lining, internal lining of the various organs. So they are protective in function. So epithelial tissue, their location, structure and function. That is, location means they are forming external and internal lining of the various organs. Then structure, they are close and compact, having a serrate margin, or wavy margin, like this, and each cell which are having a oval or spherical nucleus situated at the center. So this is all about the epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue which are again of two type, that is simple epithelial tissue and complex epithelial tissue. Simple epithelial tissue, they are made up of a single layer of cells. Location, they are located in the basement layer of the tissue, or they are also called as pavement tissue. They are also called as pavement tissue. Or pavement cell. Just like basement layer of the building. So they are called as a pavement cells, or they are fitted as like a floor of tiles. So they are called as pavement cells or floor cells, and they are close and compact. Simple epithelial tissue, which are again of various type. Number 1, squamous epithelial tissue. Number 3, cuboidal epithelial tissue. Number 3, columnar epithelium. 4th, ciliated epithelium. Then 5th, glandular epithelium. And 6th, sensory epithelium. So first, squamous epithelial tissue. Squamous epithelial tissue. Squamous epithelial tissue, these are cells of tissue made up of flat, thin and polygonal cells which are arranged close and compactly or without intercellular space. They are having with a serrate margin. These cells which are having a large nucleus situated at the center, and these cells are forming a structure just like a tiles of floor, so it is also called as tiles of footpath or pavement cells. These cells, which are generally found in blood vessels or alveoli or internal lining of the xylem or body cavity. Then structurally they are just like the tiles of pavement, or they are close and compact, having a large nucleus, and they are resting on the basement membrane. So functionally they are having importance because they are forming external and internal lining, so they are protective in function, or they are also responsible for absorption, transportation, filtration, secretion, etc. So it is a first type of simple epithelial tissue, that is squamous epithelial tissue. They are having great importance. Then second, cuboidal epithelium. Cuboidal epithelium. Cuboidal epithelium. Cuboidal epithelium, which are found in lining of pancreatic duct, and they are also found in the lining of salivary duct, and it is also found in proximal and distal end of the nephron. So these cuboidal cells which are having a structure just like a cube shaped structure, and they are also resting on the basement membrane, having a large nucleus situated at the base. They are mainly responsible for absorption, secretion, etc. Then third one, that is columnar epithelial tissue. Columnar epithelial tissue. They are just like a column. These cells are just like a column, and they are also resting on the basement membrane. Each cell having a large nucleus which is situated towards the base, and other end which is the free. So these are the columnar epithelial cell. They are just like a column of the building. So its name indicates that they are columnar epithelial tissue. They are having an important function, that is absorption, secretion, and secretion. So that they are generally found in internal lining of small intestine and large intestine, where they can be responsible for secretion of various enzymes. Then ciliated epithelium. Ciliated epithelium, they are just like a columnar epithelial tissue, but they are free end which are having with a hair-like outgrowth. Hair-like outgrowth. These ciliated epithelial tissue, these ciliated epithelial tissue, these are located in respiratory tract. They are also found in oviduct. As their free end, which are having a hair-like outgrowth, which is called as cilia, that cilia perform a movement which is called as ciliary movement, That ciliary movement, it is a movement only one way. It is a movement from one way, so that material which is pushed forward in a unidirectional. So the ciliary epithelial tissue which are present in oviduct, which are responsible for to push forward the ova or egg from the oviduct, or in the respiratory tract, that ciliary epithelial tissue which are having a free end, that is hair-like outgrowth cilia, which are responsible for to trap the dust particle in the respiratory tract, or to avoid the entry of the dust material through the respiratory tract. The next, that is a glandular epithelial tissue. Glandular epithelial tissue. Glandular epithelial tissue. Name itself indicates that they are found in different glands. So that glands which are mainly responsible for to secrete their secretion. So that the glandular epithelium, it may be made up of columnar epithelial tissue, cuboidal epithelial tissue, and each tissue which are having with a large nucleus situated toward the base, and they are responsible for to secrete their secretion or fine granules present in the cytoplasm. So that glandular epithelial tissue, it may be of different types. Glandular epithelial tissue, it may be of different type. It may be unicellular or multicellular, unicellular or multicellular. Very first, unicellular glands, which is also called as goblet glands, while the multicellular glands, which are present in a different type of large glands such as salivary gland or the other secretion like milk secreting glands, etc. The glands, it may be of two types, that is exocrine gland and endocrine gland. Exocrine and endocrine gland. Exocrine glands secrete their secretion directly, exocrine glands which are having ducts, so that they carry their secretion, so they are called as exocrine gland or having a ducts, while the endocrine glands, they are ductless gland or they secrete their secretion directly pour into the bloodstream, so they are endocrine gland. In our body, endocrine gland like thyroid gland or pancreas, etc., these are the endocrine glands. So exocrine glands, which are responsible for pour their secretion to their specific tissue or organ, while endocrine gland, they release their secretion directly into the bloodstream, or the secretion of the thyroid gland secrete their enzyme, that is thyroxine, then pituitary glands, etc. These glandular tissue which are having a function to secrete their secretion toward the target organs, or it may be responsible for to lubricate the different passage, or it may be lubricate the inner lining of the respiratory tract, as well as it may be responsible to lubricate the passage of digestive system or digestive tract, or it is mainly responsible to secrete their secretion directly towards the organs or target organs, that is the hormones and various enzymes. The next tissue, that is sensory tissue. Sensory tissue, it is nothing but a modified tissue. It may be made up of columnar or elongated cells. They are having with a sensory hairs or outgrowth which are responsible for to receive the stimulus, external or internal. These are found in nasal region or in nose. It may be also present in the ear or in eyes. So there are, depending on the what type of structure is there. So in the nose they are olfactory, while in ear they are auditory, or in eyes they are photoreceptors. So as per their location they are responsible for various activity. So that it is in nose olfactory, in ear it is auditory, or in eyes they are photoreceptor, or they are responsible for photo or light effect. Then the last, that is germinal epithelial tissue. Germinal epithelial tissue, these are the cells of epithelial tissue which are divided mitotically to produce gametes, or these are also called as gamete producing structure, which are lining, internal lining by tissue, or gamete producing organ, or germinal epithelial tissue, which are responsible to produce gametes, that is male gametes and female gametes. So very first, the tissue may be somatic tissue or gamete producing organs. Somatic tissue means the tissue which are of the body, while the gamete producing tissue which are called as germinal epithelial tissue. So there are different types of tissue which are found in animal. So here simple epithelial tissue, it may be squamous epithelial tissue, cuboidal epithelial tissue, columnar epithelial tissue, ciliated epithelial tissue, glandular epithelial tissue, or sensory epithelial tissue. These are the tissue, their location, structure and function, which are helpful us to study the histology of the animal. Okay, thank you.